On July 6, BLG 3-0'd LYON to make it to winners finals in the MSI. However, the way that they won gives me confidence that they can in fact become the champs. But before we begin, we must first talk about how these Eastern versus Western matchups typically work. Usually what happens is that a Western team can get an early game lead, but the Eastern team eventually wins through superior team fighting. However, in their series, BLG defeated LYON through better macro knowledge. If you want to learn the details, keep on watching. In this clip, we'll discuss how to bluff to generate tempo and plays. BLG just failed a top lane play. For most teams, once this happens, you fall behind in tempo and the enemy team has a turn. But in BLG's case, they managed to go up tempo. This is done through two things, herald recall and body language. From LYON's perspective, for them to get tempo, they must get the next top wave of push. However, Dokla is scared because he thinks that Knight might be in the bush, which is a mistake. If we look at it from BLG's side, Knight is also scared of pushing top and instead defends blue buff because they know that Inspired is top side, which, in my opinion, is the correct play. Things get interesting when Knight realizes that Dokla didn't push top and Ios puts a ward in front of his face. Using the vision of the ward, he pretends that he's going top and instantly bases with his herald recall. In LYON's POV, they want to send Cassante top since he has TP for Drake. However, if you pay attention to their pings, they aren't tracking Knight's tempo at all. The moment that Ryze doesn't show on the wave, alarm bells should be ringing. In the next part of this play, I think Bin made a small error in his acting. Once he got the plate, he can run back into the bush faster, pretending that he's basing and matching Cassante top. On needs to have a bit more patience and let Shen walk for Ryze and J4 to get closer. What ends up happening is that they chunk the Shen and use their herald for bottom, where they could have probably gotten a couple of good kills. Ultimately, I would say the details of this round were pretty good, but there was definitely a larger payout that could have happened. From this point, they send Jace to protect 2-2 top. A bad team in this situation would concede the entire location, losing the dragon for free. However, BLG instead, through great acting, pressured LYON down numbers. If we watch it from LYON's perspective, after they defend the herald bottom, they're very worried about contesting. Isles is terrified of walking in for vision. However, during this entire period, On is actually basing and potentially looking to punish Dokla. They blue trinket the Drake and see Ryze on it, and that's when LYON finally decides to walk in. However, with Lee Sin showing bottom, they feel rushed and make an error. Dokla TPs so that they're faster when it comes to walking in. However, from BLG's perspective, they've essentially 3v5'd the enemy team for a dragon that they were never planning on contesting through the use of their bluffs. With this, they now have a huge tempo advantage. By the way, I'm Deos and I coach Sentinels in the LCS. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Point 2. This clip starts at 17:40 minutes, right after Bin takes top turret. We'll watch how they turn waves of tempo into map control. First, On places his ward on enemy raptors, and they see Lee Sin go to top side. After Jace puts his ward in top tride, while Knight hits the vision cone to clear bot river. Once BLG sees the crab is up, Viper stops his base and Bish shifts down in case of a fight, while On completes his base. I want to highlight the small details of what Bin does while BLG is doing bot crab. Notice how he doesn't hit the cone or EQ until the moment the bot crab is confirmed. This is because from LYON's POV, they're considering the fact that he actually might be on his way there, accomplishing two things at once. Next, they see Inspired going to top side, which allows BLG to pressure while Zhen bases. On drops his pink banana and Knight takes spot wave, and then Bin hits the vision cone to actually confirm that Lee Sin is top. Most teams at this point would base and spend their gold. However, what makes BLG different, and in my opinion world class, is that instead of basing for components where Jace has 1k, Raz has 1k, and Mel has 1.5k, instead they stay on the map and hold their control. This results in an incredibly tough situation for LYON. Isles drops his ward over blue buff in case BLG is looking to dive Tristana, which immediately gets cleared. Then he attempts to drop another ward, which also gets cleared. Saint is now scared of pushing bottom because Ryze can ulti on him anytime, and Shen must now also base for his wards. Ryze sees that Shen is pathing towards bot side, and this is now the trigger for BLG to make their play on Tristana, which is beautiful. Spectators watching aren't able to truly appreciate how well played this play was. First, champions that are able to throw their body have a hidden mechanic where if they're inside the wall, you cannot see them. On uses a short dash to fully hit inside of it, and afterwards when he pops out, he instantly flashes, making it so that Berserker has zero reaction time. Afterwards, they siege the mid-turret. By using Prio of Jace and Ryze, they hold full control of River. Additionally, instead of basing with their gold, they instead stay in pressure, using the info to make a wonderful play. Point 3. This clip starts at 2010, where they do a lane mismatch to create a tempo advantage. Most teams would send Jace bottom since he has TP. However, BLG are different. They know that Ryze beats Cassante 1v1 and that Jace is better for holding control. We see this immediately comes into effect with Bin hitting a large chunk of damage onto Berserker when LYON tries to contest River. I also want to highlight how Knight uses the vision code to sweep River instead of Tribush. This matters because when they shift up River, he understands that they have no vision of him. Additionally, since they know that they have no vision of him, On uses this pressure to base in Fog, since Rise move confirms Crab. After that, J4 bases in Fog. LYON don't want to be in the lane assignment, so they swap lanes, which results in BLG getting a large tempo advantage, which they then use to take mid-turn. Afterwards, they see that LYON is playing into bot side, and with this info, Bin cancels his base, and Rise looks for a 2-man play. While this is happening, I want you guys to notice how LYON are worried that Knight is bot on this entire time. They're safely checking every bush. Sanct is worried about heading into the bot wave, but while they're basically fighting ghosts, Knight is sprinting top to kill Tokla, which leads into Baron. While the gold lead didn't change massively between these 3 clips, with their tempo advantages, BLG were able to create huge information gaps. From the gold, you might think that the game is even, but as you can see from the vision game and the pressure, LYON couldn't do anything at all. This level of detail and fast decision making is world class, which gives me confidence that BLG can win MSI.